Hi, I'm Dan and welcome to episode 56 of the Elements Dev Diary. Now, this is a bonus episode this week because we've just about to release a beta and I wanted to go over some of the features in this so you were aware of how they work and where they are. Now, this is all related to the configurable UI that we've added, and the features I'm going to show you now are as a result of the feedback you gave on Tuesday. So we've been working hard and we've added some new stuff in here, and I want to show you that to you now. So do watch this video before you try the new beta, and it should be out by the time you've watched this. All right, so I've got a project here and I'm going to show you how the panels work and the manager that we've added. Now, if you haven't watched yesterday's video and you're wondering what all this panel business is, go and watch the one from Tuesday, Dev Diary 55, because that will give you a really good tour and understanding of how it all works. So with that out of the way, let's get on and let me show you how this all works. So as I demoed on the last video, you can just drag these panels around wherever you like. So I'm going to pop this one. I'm going to pop this one in here. And this is my Node browser. So this is really nice because I can drop straight from my components into my Node browser and into the editor, vice versa. We can drop to and from. So this is really nice, and you know, I could put my resources over here. This is all great. So let's just resize this. We're getting a bit bigger now. And then I've got my inspector for my images here, and I'm going to put this one down here so I can see my images. So I'm building a layout that I like here. I'm building a custom layout and thinking, yeah, this is how I'm going to want to work. Now, depending on what you're doing, you might want to set up different workspaces. So now what we can do, we can right click. You can right click in any of the palette toolbars here. So I'm going to go over here. And we've got some new options. We can reset the workspace to default workspace, and that will reset it to our default as though you've freshly launched the app as we've set it up. You can save a workspace, manage your workspace, and add panels. But let's go ahead and save this workspace. And I'm going to call this favorite. There we are. I'm going to call this favorite. So now when I right click in here, you can see favorite has been added, but let's configure another workspace because I'm thinking when I code, when I'm working on a custom component, let's just add one here. Let's just drop one in there. So when I'm working on a custom component, I like to work in this text editor, but what I'm thinking is I'd like that hidden, and I want this over here, and I want this hidden. And so now I've just got my my custom component there and my editor here. So this is a nice setup for if I want to work on code. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to right click in here and I'm going to say save workspace. And yeah, we'll call this one code. I could call this anything. Let's call it code. So now when I right click up the top, I've got two different workspaces configured. So let's right click here and I can click back to default workspace. Boom, and it's gone back to the default setup. Right click, I can go to my favorite setup. Boom, and it rearranges everything. Or I could go to my code setup. Boom, it's rearranged everything again. There's a slight issue there with it not resizing the editor, but we will fix that. That's clearly a bug there. And that is what I should say. This is newly implemented, so you are going to hit some of these little bugs, but let us know, and we if they're ones we don't know about, we'll get them fixed for the next beta. So this first beta for this stuff will be a little bit rough because we have only just implemented it, and although we fixed a lot of the edge cases, you know, there's a bit more to do. So you can easily save all your workspaces, and what we can do, I can even create some external windows as well, and everything gets saved. So I've got these two here, and let's just save this as Windows. So now right click, I can go to my favorite setup, boom, and I'm back here. And then let's go to our Windows setup, boom, and I'm back there. And of course, if I quit Elements, we don't want to save that. And let's relaunch. And we'll relaunch that. You can see it reopens our project exactly as we left it. And also, if I open up, let's open up another project. If I open up another project, let's say this one here, you can see the panels are, it's exactly the same setup. So if I go to default workspace, boom, you'll see both the projects change. So these, the way you configure your workspace is app wide, and that's definitely the way it should be because you don't want it on per project. So for example, if I drag out these files again, you can see that changes here. And when I click between the two apps, the two projects, you can see that changes. Let's get these in, let's merge these. Yeah, so as I click between these two, you can see it changes. And if I make any change in this document, put those over here, it keeps them in sync. Let's pop that one back there. So let's bring this back out. So there is a slight bug where windowed things in a window look disabled, grayed out. We need to fix that, but it does work. So you can still drag things over into here. It just looks a bit disabled at the moment. We're working on that fix, but we wanted to get this beta out so you could start playing around with this because I know you're all keen to experience this and see what you like, and we want your feedback on it as well. So what I was going to say, so I've got this and I've closed these two windows, and now I'm missing those, I'm missing my resources. So what you can do, you can right click and you can go into the panels area, and I can pick any one of these and I can say resources, and it brings it back into here. And this is super handy if I decide, oh, actually, perhaps I want resources over here. I'm not sure where it is, but I want resources. So what I can do, I can click there, boom, and it gets added to the end. And the same, maybe I want the code editor in here as well, or the component editor, boom, put that, and there it is. So it's really nice. So you can configure workspaces like this. If you don't want to be dragging these around all the time into different areas, you can just right click and say, well, actually, I want my resources here. Boom. And it puts it there rather than you having to drag and drop and try and find where it is. And I think that is especially important as the amount of panels we add to the app grows. And this will grow because we do have some ideas for other things we want to add into here to make this configurable. So there will be more stuff. Let's go back to our code editor, because I just want to show you one more thing before, or a couple more things before we finish up. So this is my code editor, and this is great, but I'm thinking actually maybe in my code editor I want to see the page panel as well. And I don't want that down the bottom there. So what I can do, I can right click here and I can say update code workspace. So now the changes I've made here, we can update them to my saved space. So there we go. So let's go to favorite, boom, gets it set up. And then if we select the code one again, it will show the sidebar because that's what we changed. So yeah, like I can drag these in here. Let's do this and put that there. Right click, say update code workspace, and it's done it. And we'll see those changes. There we go. So keeps all that. So this is really good, especially if you're moving from a screen to your laptop and you're plugging in your laptop and you kind of want different layouts, or you're working on different things. You can save all these layouts however you like. So the last one to show you is manage workspaces. That brings up this window, and in here you can choose to essentially get rid of those if you don't want those workspaces. If you created too many, you can do that. Yeah, so there you go. So do have fun with this. As I say, you probably will hit some bugs because this is fresh off a fresh build, and we really wanted to get this out to you. So we know there's a couple of little bits and pieces in there that need a bit more polish, but rather than wait until what's probably going to be next week, we thought let's ship this beta now so you can use it and give us your feedback. All right, thank you for watching this video. I hope you love this feature as much as I do, because it's absolutely awesome and I love having these setups. This morning I was, let me go back to the default workspace. This morning I was working on some more templates for Elements, and the setup I had this here, and I had my resources over here and my components here, and this was kind of the way I was working. Oh, I had that down there as well, and I need to save this because this is probably my favorite setup at the moment, and this works really well just for dragging the things to there. Absolutely superb. And then when I click this, I've got my node browser there for moving things around and seeing where I am in the page. So this is a great setup, and that's the setup I had this morning. Absolutely love it. So try the beta, have a play around. Once you've built a setup, do take a screenshot of it, post it on the forum, and we can all kind of share different setups and see what, you know, if there's kind of a strong theme appearing of the way people like things set up. So, all right, that's it for this bonus edition of the Elements Dev Diary, and I will see you again soon. Cheers, bye.